Robert Guyana, Hugh Hefner, Aaron Bailey, Hot Dog, King Reese. This Bishop Grady and my flow phenomenal. Sometimes funny.
Reporter of the New World of the Bishop Grady. Y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you check out blackfilesnews.com/shop. If you or a loved one actually want to get yourself some paraphernalia to actually support us, you know, the likes and the shares, the comments, all of that counts too. Don't let me discount that, whatever. And they go a long way. However, if you just want to actually wear the cloak of BFN, you know what I'm saying? It actually has something that's like, you know, colorful, is matching anything in your wardrobe, and they got that the voice for the people tag. You know what I mean? Raise the consciousness level up of those around you and yourself when you look in that mirror in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely go to blackfilesnews.com/shop. A lot of gear for you. Easy PayPal checkout. Also, if you are outside, as you see, like I am, you know, long hair, don't care. Make sure you like consciously soak up a lot of this vitamin D, a lot of these sun rays or whatever, because the summer is coming to an end, and that's gonna be a lot. Well, maybe not a lot less, you know, now that we in, you know, climate change, global warming, you know, crises and all of that, whatever. But still, you want to consciously be getting this absorption of sun rays into your body or whatever, because it's healthy. Now, moving on to the news, though. On into the motherland. I've been telling y'all shit has been cooking up over there, something crazy, where in West Africa you got a lot of coups going on. You know, it might be like some warring going on. Yeah, I mean, well, it definitely is warring going on. That's all throughout the continent, but definitely in West Africa. But this is actually hitting a little more south than West Africa. It's like, if you know Africa being shaped like a hammer, it's like right at the corner. You know what I'm saying? At the crevice of the handle of Africa, in the country of Gabon. It's surrounded by Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, you know, the Republic of Congo. They all share borders with it. They actually have actually had a military take over their government. So they are also under a coup, just like Mali, just like Niger, which I've been reporting about recently, just like Guinea, just like Burkina Faso, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So with this going on, you actually have, what happened was they actually yesterday finally came to a result in their presidential election. Gabon's National Election Assembly actually said that President Ali Bongo Mbemba, who was already the president for 2 consecutive 7-year terms, had actually won the presidency again. And this is a presidency that had like a lot of delays. You know, a lot of people were saying, you know, it was rigged, especially the opposition leader, Albert on the OSA, who, you know, might just be following a blueprint that Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel have been actually setting throughout the world. Just if I think I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna just, you know, say it was rigged or whatever. But nah, this looked like something that actually was pissing the people off. You got to think, President Bongo, he actually, his family has actually been in power, including his 14-year stint as president. They have been in power for the last 50 years. Mind you, Gabon has only been free from colonial rule from France since 1960. So pretty much most of their freedom has involved them being ruled by a family that seems to be on good terms with Europe and with the United States of America. So of course you have entities like the African Union and the United Nations condemning this coup. Well, yesterday you had Colonel Ulrich Mafumbi. Actually, he's one of the people that was part of the military junta that actually took over. He gave an announcement on national television basically saying, like, you know, the August 26, 2023 elections, like, all of that shit is null and void. You know what I mean? We figuring something else out. Now, this military took over. They basically put President Bongo, they basically held him captive. Apparently he's under house arrest and had a video out yesterday pleading for help. You know what I mean? French colony, they speak French. You might not understand what the man's saying, but if you do see it, but pleading for help. So he's under siege. But a lot of people in the streets of Gabon was actually cheering on the officers. The officers, I'm talking about the military officers, the ones that took over. The coup leaders actually drove through Libreville which is like, you know, the capital of the country, and it's like on the coast or whatever, and they was getting a lot of love from the citizens, you know what I mean? But of course now you picking a fight with the big dog white evil motherfuckers in Europe and in the US of A. Of course with the African Union out there, you know, publicly condemning this. So here's the scoop. The people who took over, keep in mind, their biggest export is petroleum, oil and gas, and their biggest distributor is Total Energies, which is a gas giant in France. They're the major distributors, whatever, but the nation is still poor, and they feel like, and the leaders, the now military leaders, feel like the country had, and President Bongo in the past and his family, they didn't do enough to ensure that 1/3 of the country would not be in poverty as it is right now. How the fuck do they have all of these natural resources? This is the same song that's being sang by a lot of African nations, especially the ones that's getting taken over by military coups. How do we have all of these fucking resources that's worth so much to the rest of the world, but we keep losing out? Might want to talk to the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank and all of these other, you know, world organizations and paramilitaries about that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because there's definitely research out there showing that they purposely obscure the verbiage that's in these like loans and grants and dealings that they do with these African countries, just so they could come and take over, you know, real neoliberalism, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a neoconservative going to say, hit that bitch, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story though. Any facts I'm leaving out? So instead of the opposition leader, also the military junta, they actually put in General Ali Nguema as the leader. He's now the defunct de facto president of Gabon. You know what I'm saying? And it's a real interesting situation about where this is gonna go. We'll see what happens, man. Yo, people is getting woke, especially with the technology that's out here and all of our access to information and all of that. And just, you know, you see people in other countries letting their nuts hang, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we taking over this, that, and the third. Like, that shit is more available to you now. It didn't inspire you. Same way how all these black Americans was inspired by all of those black people in Alabama swimming by that dock and jumping on white folks that was actually harassing that one black worker or whatever. The motherfucker that threw the hat up in the air. It inspired motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? You realize, yo, damn, my nuts can hang like that too. You know what? I'm about to go let them hang, and that's kind of what ends up happening. So, and I botched the name of the current de facto president. It's actually Bryce Nguema. So, and I might have botched it again, or whatever, but I know his first name is Bryce, Brice. Nguema, Nguema. So that is now the leader of Gabon unofficially, where the official leader, Ali Bongo Ondimba, he's actually under house arrest. You know what I mean? They probably slapping him up and, you know what I mean, playing with his wife or something like that, whatever. Because you know how motherfuckers do when it comes to that military shit, when guns is drawn, blood is flowing and all of that. Motherfuckers gotta make their statements, you know what I'm saying? And it gets real aggressive in these type of situations. I'm saying all of these things, I'm trying to paint a picture for y'all, because a lot of times in the United States of America, which I know most of my audience is, even though I have, like, you know what I mean, shout out to everybody that's out of the country that follows us or whatever, but a lot of people in America, we become so detached from some of these things that happen overseas, and it has to do with the delivery of that information to us, you know what I mean? It's like we reading it out of one of these boring ass history books. You think it's like, oh yeah, they went to war and all that. Nah, put yourself in the shoes of these people. Like, this is shit that is very possible right here in your backyard, you know what I mean? That's what make that MAGA shit so serious. But I digress though. What do y'all think about these coup leaders that are actually coming up in Africa and taking over? Like, do y'all think, I mean, one thing I should bring up is with the coups that were happening in West Africa, a number of them were actually trained by the United States. So might this be another case of that, and might the United States be playing both sides of these situations by not only extracting their resources and planting their seeds and sinking their teeth into Africa via the African Union, via neoliberalism. But are they also then supporting the coups? Who knows? We'll see what happens though. Green War and graduation. Which
Bitcoin and gold in the spike. How many times Selena Powell was holding the mic? How many niggas trying to add when they ain't a factor? How many stripper bitches going